I think to implement the strategies and the result from this project in Sweden, I think there are many possibilities to do that. Especially when we talk about the higher vocational education and training in Sweden, you have there is no general curriculum. You can manage all this in the separate programs that providers maintain and construct. As that is done in cooperation with the working life, the demands from the working life in the programs when you come also to entrepreneurships and internationalization, it could be implemented directly in the courses. When it comes to the initial vocational education and training on upper secondary level, there is already in the curriculum focus on internationalization and also to entrepreneurships. So that's then it's just a question for the teachers to implement this in their teaching process. So I think basically there must of course be an interest for all this in the schools or in the higher vocational education. So that's you have to that's the basic. So what we can do to implement this is perhaps to emerge or enhance this interest for entrepreneurship and internationalization in the different programs.
As I've learned about this HansaVET project, I was really interested in and very happy to see that the chosen objective of the project is to improve the quality of international mobility of vet students, as well as to improve the entrepreneurship skills of vet students of high importance. And it corresponds, these two topics corresponds to the current topics of the European Union, and as the newest initiatives and of the European Union and the Europe 2020 strategy highlights the importance of the mobility, both the mobility learning and mobility and jobs, and also entrepreneurship skills as a key skills which could contribute to the development of the European economy. And also it is important that this project represents the example of implementing of already initiated what was previously implemented, and now other countries could take an example and also work on in the direction of adapting this model to their countries in respect of all the specialities that exist about the differences of a system, because some of the systems are school-based, other systems are apprenticeship-based, like dual system in Germany, but in spite of these differences, some similarities, some common trends could be still found, and the elements that are of great importance could be implemented in the country. And in this, we could also make use of the other European initiatives, which the project also takes a closer look at, as HansaVET initiative, the HansaVET initiative also could be very important as we speak about the quality of mobility and quality of the vet as such. And I think that are the main issues that I wanted to
Vocational education and training is very, very important. As we know, in higher education, it's much more active. But now the international relations and also cooperation in different spheres goes on and on in vocational education and training as well. And we know that European Union has planned to make this cooperation much more active in the new period of structural funds beginning from 2014. So that program Erasmus for All, there will be much more resources for exchange of students in VET as well. And I think that when VET students go and take practical training in companies in another countries during the study period, then they have much wider approach to their profession. They experience another cultural circumstances, different cultural traditions, different tradition and cultural work in other countries. And it is very important to be successful in joining Europe. We know that the work market becomes more and more international, and there is an active change of labor between different countries. And if people already from young age experience this, then it's very useful for them. So that I greet this activization of exchange of VET students in the future very much. Thank you.
HansaVET projekts atstāja labi organizēta projekta iespaidu un vērtīgu projekta iespaidu, tāpēc, ka tas attīsta jauniešiem uzņēmējdarbības spējas tieši praktiskā veidā, tieši īstenojot kaut kādus mazus projektiņus, un coachu sistēma, kas atbalsta viņus, palīdz viņiem atrast kaut kādu labāko risinājumu viņu idejām. Un tas noteikti realizējās, kā mēs redzējām, tādos ļoti labos praktiskos piemēros. Tas, ko mēs redzam, kā trūkst arī citās valstīs, ka tam būs sistēmiska pieeja, kā neatņemama izglītības sistēmas sastāvdaļa, jo uzņēmēja darbības spējas būtu jāattīsta visiem un jāatrod tie talanti, ja tādu jādod iespēju tiem talantiem šīs spējas attīstīt. Un tad arī viņi tālāk dzīvē to arī izmantot. Tā kā, teiksim, junior achievement, tas ir vairāk uz vispārējo izglītību, tas nozīmē, ka būtu jāatrod sistēma, kas tieši profesionālo skolu audzēkņiem, līdzīgi kā junior achievement, ļautu īstenot šādus te projektus, un tas nebūtu papildus galvas sāpes vai problēmas skolai, bet ka tas tieši būtu bonus un viņi tiktu atbalstīti, lai vairāk šādu te mazie projektiņi tiktu īstenot.
Mēs šodien HansaVET projektā redzējām, ka mums Baltijas valstīm principā ir ļoti līdzīga profesionālās izglītības sistēma un līdzīgas problēmas, ar kurām mēs saskaramies. Bet daudzos gadījumos ir atšķirīgi šo problēmu risinājumi, un tāpēc es ļoti augstu novērtēju to iespēju, kas ļāva mums šodien šajā projektā piedalīties, izzināt citu valstu pieredzi, izmantot to labāko, kas ir citās valstīs, un attīstīt to mūsu valstī. Es tiešām tāpat kā Jānis piekrītu tam, ka uzņēmēja darbības attīstīšana mūsu audzēkņiem ir ļoti nozīmīga. Ar to mēs saskaramies arī kaut vai konkursos jaunais profesionālis, ka mums ir fantastiski labi audzēkņi, kas prot savu darbu un apgūto profesiju izcili parādīt un izcili dot to uzdevumu veikt. Bet ļoti bieži pietrūkst šo iemaņu un prasmju, lai šis audzēknis ne tikai būtu labs izpildītājs, bet pats kļūtu par uzņēmēju. Un tāpēc es domāju, ka šī projekta ietveros, izmantojot šīs atziņas un idejas, ko mēs šodien esam guvuši, un turpinot darbu, mēs varētu rast šīs problēmas risinājumu.
To conclude the results of the project HansaVET, I think it's very important to first convince the stakeholders, that means vet providers, the policymakers, chambers, especially in Germany, that it's important to implement this project into the curricula of vet education. After that, you have to you have to train the teachers, the companies as well. So because in Germany with the dual system, it's very important to convince companies as well. And yeah, I think what is important as well is to use these HansaVET instruments to implement this project and to ensure the quality of the exchange programs and mobility programs.